Joining us this evening to elaborate on how we could successfully address South Africa's youth unemployment and unlock economic growth is Business Incubation Lead at Feta, Nadine October. Miss October, good evening and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about getting into tonight's topic with you, Benito.
No, thank you so much for joining us. So, Nadine, what issues do you feel play a role, contribute to the high levels of youth unemployment in our country?
I think youth unemployment really is a significant issue in our country at the moment, Benito. In the first quarter of 2024, youth unemployment has risen from 44.3% as at the end of 2023 to 45.5% according to Stats SA. And obviously this is most likely attributable to the number of students that have matriculated as well as those who have completed their tertiary studies and entered into the job market where there are limited opportunities available for them. And one can imagine with thousands of young people coming from households where they now continue to be a financial burden to their parents and sometimes even grandparents. The unemployment gap grows larger and larger in their CVs, and they become more and more demotivated and disheartened with regard to their situation. And this surely leads to increased poverty and inequality and potential social unrest within the country.
Yeah, and can contribute towards that economic and social instability that you referred to there. In what ways do you feel the entrepreneurship can serve as a means to turn that tide?
I believe that entrepreneurship really empowers young people to create their own opportunities. Instead of spending months and months searching for jobs that they might be suitable for, and depending on their families to support them, they can then use the resources that they have available to them to build their business from scratch that meets a need in their market or community, and start to really proactively take a hold of their own future.
So how do business accelerators like the ones that you involved in, Nadine, at Feta, how do accelerators like this support young entrepreneurs?
I think that at Feta, one of the programs that we work with that is specifically aimed towards young business leaders is the FNB Youth Start-Up Accelerator. And in this program, we take entrepreneurs who are still in the ideation phase, which means they have a business concept that they think might work. For some of them, they've started making sales already. Others, they just trying to come up with an idea, and we take them through a process to really help them to define the business concept and then develop a sustainable business. We equip them with practical skills, help them to improve their soft skills, strengthen their communication, their confidence, their leadership capabilities, and really provide them with the tools to be able to manage the challenges and opportunities of business development.
How long is the FNB Startup Accelerator, and what are the criteria to be a part of it, Nadine?
This is one of our programs that is more flexible in terms of the criteria. Like I said, we really obviously target youth most importantly, and generally youth from previously disadvantaged backgrounds. The requirements is then to submit either your business concept, and we then evaluate based on that if it's a viable business that we can assist in developing. The program is 12 months, so we do have 2 phases. One where we have a larger number of entrepreneurs, and we try to really help support them with the sort of basic business fundamentals. And then for the businesses that we see really are thriving and growing and, making the most of the opportunity, they go into the second phase. And we obviously assist with seed funding to help them to catalyze growth.
Okay, so it's for those that are starting up and to accelerate or scale existing businesses as well. That twofold approach you described in the 2 phases there.
Yeah.
Okay. What role do you feel, Nadine, does higher education and work experience play in increasing the success rates of young entrepreneurs? Does it play a role?
I think so. I think so. In our experience, what we found, we obviously, in all of our programs, sort of monitor the success of the business during the program and post program, and work to understand what are the factors that distinguish successful entrepreneurs from those who are not as successful. And we really have found that the success rate within entrepreneurship and in our programs improves when we have entrepreneurs that have post-matric education. So when they've got tertiary qualifications, this really sort of helps them to think differently, improves their problem-solving capabilities, helps them to understand and practically apply business concepts. Their organizational skills are better, and also their resilience is a bit stronger. And in addition to that, we have found as well that young people that have the combination of their tertiary experience as well as work experience then are more likely to have insights into what is needed to identify a niche market for their business and have more confidence and have the networks to be able to launch that business.
Nadine October is Business Incubation Lead at Feta, joining us this evening on SmileFM. You're welcome to share your thoughts too on 0829 904 904, outlining initiatives needed to tackle youth unemployment. Nadine talking about the FNB Youth Start-Up Accelerator with us this evening. How can programs like that be measured, and do you feel replicated on a larger scale, Nadine? Would that be beneficial as well?
Absolutely. We do believe that, obviously, that the private sector has ESD funds and CSI funds that they invest into this sector.
Yeah.
And accelerators like Feta, we really work to measure the success of our programs, as I've mentioned earlier. I think something that I particularly really admire about our CEO, Catherine Weinberg, is always her willingness to collaborate and to build the ecosystem. And I feel that is so important, that, even though we're in the same space with other accelerators, it's not competitive. It's about collaborating, building the ecosystem so that we really can build more businesses that last, because we believe in the contribution that entrepreneurship has to make in addressing inequality, poverty, and the challenges, the social challenges that we are facing in South Africa.
Yeah, as much as entrepreneurs themselves need to build that network, it stands to reason that there is that extended partnership amongst the accelerators. Quite key to the success of what you do is the role of the private sector, as you've pointed out there, Nadine. Lastly, how does the success of businesses participating in accelerators like Feta influence broader economic trends in our country?
At Feta, we very much driven to create purposeful impact through the work that we do by reducing poverty, inequality, and unemployment through building sustainable businesses. And we know that small businesses are often seen as the key potential drivers for job creation, equality, and innovation within South Africa. And more than 90% of the SMEs that have gone through our programs are still active today, which really is something to celebrate and be proud of, despite the disruptive challenges that we've found in the past decade. If we just look at how COVID has really rocked the small business world, I think we know that small businesses will continue to grow, and as they continue to grow through the support of our programs, they will continue to create jobs, and those jobs allow more individuals to be able to support their family and put food on the table. And we know, according to stats, that one job in South Africa supports at least 3 to 4 people. So every job matters, and small businesses are one of the key ways in which we can drive job creation in our economy.
How do we sign up for the FNB Youth Start-Up Accelerator? What is the best way?
The applications haven't opened yet at this point. It will be opening, I'm confident, towards mid-October to early September. everyone who is interested may definitely go to the Fetola website and read more about the program. There's a link where you can click to join the wait list, so that when the call does open, you can be notified and start working on your application.
Fantastic. And where's that website?
www.fetola.co.za.
Business Incubation Lead at Fetola, Nadine October. Nadine, thank you. Appreciate your time and your insights. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Benito. Have a lovely rest of your evening.